The prospect of failure is something that we all have to confront eventually in one small way or another, and there's no denying that. And the aspect or the perspective of failure is something that we all have to confront at one point in our lives or another, and there's no denying that. But it would be weird for most people if someone walked up to you and tell you that failure is necessary for growth. It sounds weird because it's something that we all want to avoid in our lives, right? It's something that nobody wants to fail. Nobody wants to apply for a job and get rejected by the manager. Nobody wants to get rejected by that guy or girl that you absolutely wanted to be with after weeks of mustering up the confidence to go and speak to her. Like, nobody wants to fail or go to the gym and get in shape and get injured, or trying your absolute hardest to excel in basketball and you come up short. Like, these there's just so many possibilities that you don't want to fail at, but sometimes life pins you up against the wall where it doesn't work out. And the question is, as a person who has failed multiple times, got back up, had those ideas shot down, I can confirm that it's not the end of the world. If you get back up, you're still breathing, you can still make an impact. And it sucks in the present moment because there's no sugarcoating it. Like, I probably failed more times than you can ever imagine. I failed at baseball. I wanted to have a stellar season at baseball. It didn't happen. Stellar season at basketball. I got cut my sophomore year. Football, I was somewhat athletically gifted at, but never got an opportunity to show myself because I got injured repeatedly. But sports was literally my life from like 10 to 17. All I did every single day was work out and go to football camps and baseball camps, all these sports camps, and I did pretty good. But as you get older, you start to realize how difficult things are, and it somewhat encapsulates. You kind of start to mature a little bit. Like, kids normally thinking I knew that from a young age. So by the time I got to like my senior year, I thought, okay, maybe I can make it in some other way that doesn't have to require sports. But I I know, but I realized that it was going to be extremely difficult, and I was faced with that task at 18. Do I do professional sports or kind of go and chase a minimalist job? And I decided to give up on sports, and just go and get a college degree. So, the normal quote unquote normal path. So I went to normal path and I stopped playing sports, and it's something I had to live with for ever since I graduated high school like 2 years ago. Like, I'm 20 now, and I just come to terms with that I was never supposed to make it in that field. But I always wondered if I had never got injured, if I tried my absolute best, if I got all the resources handed to me uh, when I like starting from when I was 3, like, if I had all the resources to make it happen, wouldn't things be different? And the failure of you not making it was all for something. It was to gear you up for another stage in your life. It's something that nobody wants to hear, right? No, the ideal story isn't for everybody to play a sport and they fail when 90% of the people who play sports will not make it. Um, but and still the perception is that people are gonna go out there and play sports, thinking they have a chance in the league, which is crazy. But the reality is the story that a lot of people end up writing a lot of things, including their failures, and they'll use that to attribute that to not trying again. It's like bro, like there's still hope in another field. There is life after sports. You know what I'm saying? Like beyond sports, I got into this YouTube thing, which is probably the greatest thing I ever did in my life. Like at that, bro, on my other channel, I have 1,000 subs, like nearly 1,000 subs in 5 months for me just putting the work in. And that was after a couple of years where I just went through a depression and thought of, thought about it, unaliving myself and all this stuff. And let's get, I want to drag away from that because it's pretty damn sensitive in a way. But I tried this content creation for a couple of years and it had some monetary success in the beginning, but I wasn't seeing any results. So I just had to walk away for a bit, came back with my new channel, and just kept putting the work in and day out. And I just reaped the results. But in the initial process, I had to walk away from something that I loved. And I wondered the same thing about sports and content creation equally. It's like I always wonder, it's like, man, what if I just kept going? What if I kept being consistent in content creation? What if I kept playing sports? What if I had the opportunities that were available to me at like 4 or 5? What if I just stayed consistent and just stayed the course and played at some community college or something like that? What if, what if I just, tried to go in a different direction? And, even now, you like, I'm making videos online, but this is what, like, every day, like, I've grown as a person. My life has changed as a person, you know? Like, this wasn't something I was doing as a content creator. Like, not as a streamer because I have a ways to go. Like, my PC is kind of all I have is a PC, a keyboard, and a processor, and a mouse and a mic. So there's a ways to go before I reach streaming status. Maybe I'll stream pretty uh not regularly, but maybe I'll stream uh, periodic from periodically from time to time to just kind of grasp the feel in it. But now, no, it's different. It's another stage. But now I realize it's like I needed to go through hardship and pain. I needed to go through these things. I needed to try to be good at sports and fail repeatedly and land on my ass. I needed to go and try content creation and have it just fall under me all these type of times where I'm looking at all the people that I was in courtship, in allegiance to, and thinking, would I ever reach the success of their channels? And 5 months into it, I could say I reached a success. Not only that, I doubled their success in like 2 months, and I am forever grateful for that. But even then, there's more that goes into this shit. Like, bro, I've tried and failed at more times than at trying smaller like career decisions. I wanted to be a carpenter. I literally did that for one day, and I just decided it wasn't for me. I thought about going into trade school. That's another what if. Never took an acting course in high school. Never have a production in high school, which is like thinking about like, damn, if I had done all those things, would have my life been different? Like, but in my mind, it's like I can do like what I like. I could do the best I can in that moment with what I had, and just talking to people about my life while I I stare into a background pulled up by YouTube. I I'm just thinking to myself, I couldn't get to this point if I didn't go through all the things that I failed at, and all of those things at every single stage of my life. It didn't work out And if it worked out, I wouldn't have never been here, and it would have taken me down a completely different path. I needed every single one of those moments to get to the point that I'm at. And it is that I truly believe that I'm supposed to be doing something, and that goes for anybody in life. If you guys are at a point where you feel like, man, it feels like everything is just collapsing under me. It feels like I lost touch. It's just going against me, and it's just failing. It's not going the way that you expect. And I know people will tell you, like, push through, find a way, dig deep, lock in. I'll tell you guys, if it's for you, if you're really supposed to be doing it, you won't have to work much. You won't have to feel like everything is going against you. You don't have to feel like your back is up against a wall, you know? It's that it goes against so much conventional wisdom, right? Because people say sometimes that things get hard, and sometimes, things absolutely get hard, but whatever it is that you like find if you find for example, if you find the love of your life and you guys are going to click right away. It's never going to be you guys chances are you're not going to click right away, but when you get to know each other, you start to learn much about your other people's personality. Then again, it could be better, or it could be for what it could be better, or it could be for the worse. It's constantly an uphill battle, and it's something that you're gonna think that is the love of your life, and it's going to feel like you have to for it work for it about 10 times harder. Same thing goes for pretty much anything in life. If it's supposed to be for you, if it's you're supposed to do it, it will all click in the end. And when it falls into place, it's supposed to, yes, there will be challenges. Nothing in life comes guaranteed easy. I think a lot of people realize that. And a lot of people know that. You'll find out at one point or another, but there's a difference again between, fighting for that thing that is really for you, and fighting for the thing that you think that you know. And I had that moment at a point in my life where I thought I was going to be a basketball player. I thought I was going to be a football player and a baseball player. Like I tried multiple different sports to get my gauge on what I want to do. But because when you're a kid, you're growing up, you think to yourself, "Oh, I'm invisible. I'm literally untouchable." And the older you get, the more you realize that maybe it, and it's a hard realization. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it and tell you guys like, "Ah, it's easy. You're going to get over it." It's easy to realize that the thing that you thought it's not easy to realize the thing that you thought you wanted isn't actually for you. But once you get to that point, to that stage in your life where you realize nothing, like this was just another last lesson that was implemented into me during high school. And that's supposed okay, the thing that you're supposed to do will be doing will come a lot sooner. And all those failures, all the things that you want, is that all those moments where you felt like I wasn't going anywhere, spinning my wheels, I can't get anything done, that stage of your life will subside. And that's when the fun part of your story starts getting written. Just some thoughts I wanted to share with you guys today. Um, the NBA Finals is in a few hours. I live in New York, so go New York, go. Actually, I don't really care about the NBA as much as I used to. I've been an avid NBA fan for over a decade now, but it's the most anticipated final series that we saw ever since what 20 I don't know, probably like 2010, because the 2016 finals was kind of expected. Both teams were gonna make it out of their respective conference, but you're talking about a topic where neither of the number one seeds are gonna make it to, or have made it to the finals. The Thunder and Pistons haven't made it to the finals. Like, bro, this is the most anticipated matchup series we had in a long time, and it's gearing up to be one hell of a match. I want Jalen Brunson to tear Wemby's ass to shreds, boy. Oh my god. But anyways, man, just a little bit of a topic. You know, it's unscripted. I don't really do have a script for this stuff. But anyways, I'm gonna let you guys have a good rest of your night. I hope this message resonates with whoever needs to hear it. But anyways, man, hope you guys are enjoy watching, and until next time.